Hi guys. So, our math lesson today, we're going to use the tally marks that we learned about yesterday to put into a graph. So, a graph is just an easy way to see information. So, it's a visual way to keep track of information. Now, scientists use graphs all the time to help them answer questions and to prove what they think is true. Well, in math, we use them too, and we have to know how to read them and understand them. So we're going to start with a really easy graph today, and it's called a picture graph. And it gives us information using pictures. So we really don't even have to work that hard to find out the information. It's right there and really quick. Today, this lesson's going to be pretty short because you're actually going to have some assignments where you get to do it on your own. We're going to use this picture and get the information from that picture and put it into a graph. Now we're going to learn two different terms today. We already learned picture graph, and I'm going to show you what a picture graph is in just a second. But first, we're going to look at this piece right here. Do you see this big section? This is called a T-chart. And we use T-charts to organize information in all different kinds of ways. Today we're going to use it to organize our tally marks, but I want you just to know that when you see information like this, it's called a T-chart. So say that with me, T-chart. Good. So I want to know, and you can kind of gather, we want to know how many jellyfish are in the picture and how many crabs are in the picture. So this is the graph that we're going to make, and its title is Animals in the Picture. So one thing with graphs is they have to have a title, and they tell us what the graph is about, because I can see a graph, but if it doesn't have a title, I have no idea what it's about. It'd be like having a book without a title. You wouldn't very well want to pick up a book without a title because it doesn't give you any hints to what it's about. So make sure that when we make a graph, it has a title and tells us what it's going to be about, what the information is actually telling us. So our graph is titled Animals in the Picture. So the first side is jellyfish. So we're going to go over to the picture and count how many jellyfish we see in the picture. How many do you see? 1, 2. So we're going to use tally marks today. Okay, I'm going to change my color to orange maybe. Okay, so I see 2, so I'm going to put in 2 tally marks. 1, 2, 2. Okay, what about crabs? So the first thing, we're just gathering this information. We're not doing anything else. We're just gathering the information and making our tally marks. So let's count how many crabs we see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's make that many tallies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now, our T-chart is complete. Now, could we have used other animals? Yeah, but our T-chart probably wouldn't have kept the animals very organized, because with T-charts we only have 2 choices. So we're just going to stick with jellyfish and crabs. Now we're going to take this information and put it into our graph. Are you ready? So I see 2 jellyfish. Now on a picture graph, it literally has the pictures of how many are out there. So we're going to move. Whoop, we're not going to do that. Undo that for me. Okay, we're going to grab it and we're going to put in 1 jellyfish, 2 jellyfish. Now, how many crabs are we going to put on there? 4. So I'm going to grab 1. Hopefully there's room for 4. 2, 3, 4. It's going to go off the thing a little bit. Now, when I'm looking at this graph, there are some things that are really easy to tell. Which animal has more? Remember, more is greater. That word greater and more are the same. Greater and more. So which animal has more? Did you say crabs? Good job. What about jellyfish? How many jellyfish did we have? 2. We can tell that really quickly. Now, I will say sometimes you might see a half of a picture, and that just means that the picture means more than one. Now, most graphs have a key, and they tell you picture equals 1, the picture equals 5. This time, we're only working with pictures that equal 1, okay? So now we can look at our completed graph. It has a title. Here are the labels. Now the labels are important too, because if we didn't have the labels right here, we may not know what is actually going on in this graph. Again, we have to have the information. It only helps us if we know what these numbers actually stand for, what these pictures actually stand for. So animals in the picture, crabs, there's 4, and jellyfish, there's 2. Okay? So picture graphs are super easy. Now you have an assignment in Galaxy Education today, and you're going to work with graphs as well. You also have an assignment today to do in Google Slides, where you're going to make your own graph. You have to read the information and then translate that information to the graph. Okay? So you're going to go and do that and then submit that to me. If you're really struggling with this, let me know, because I've got lots of resources that can help us with our learning to graph. Okay? So go forth and do